Well, it's been a long time since I've done a video, probably about 9 days. Oh, he wants up. All right, I know you want up. Mr. Shave Beak here. Yes, there he is. I had to trim some of him. He was getting too shaggy. So now, of course, he has the shaved poodle beak. Don't you? Oh. Well, anyway, grab his tail. I don't know what the weight limit is on this camp chair, but anyway, we'll figure that out. Anyhow, what I was going to do today is show you how this works with my reloading stuff here, and doing something with 43 caliber Spanish cartridges that I have to make. And you don't see it right now, but there's actually a burn spot on the floor out here in the garage where I tested the 120 to 130 year old powder. Yep, it still takes off, no problem. Being that old, I mean, the only thing that didn't work were the primers. The powder itself, no problem. That stuff, I have no idea how long that stuff will keep when it's dry, but I know it's over 100 years. But the primers, not so much. A lot of times, even the Berdan primers don't last more than a year to 5 years, so it depends. These Berdan primers I know I picked up, they're newer ones, they aren't old, so I don't think I have a problem with those. And they do go off, so. But anyway, I'll show you what I got here and how this is going to work, especially resizing the shells so that you can get the bullets in. Because after you pull the bullets out, the shells have to be resized so it'll take a bullet in again. Okay, let me get down because you're going to fall off otherwise. All right, now we're going to go over here and see if we can get a good shot sideways here while I do this, because otherwise you won't be able to see a whole lot. Let's see here. Let's see, right about there. Alright, so that should do it. And so this up here, this actually knocks out the primer out of the center. And you see here on that shell, that's called the anvil, that thing in the middle. And for resizing these shells, you need some lubricant. You can use it without it, but it actually works better if you use some of it on there. And it doesn't need much. Hopefully we'll see just a little bit will come out there. Yeah, you don't need very much at all. And put it in there like that. Doggy, don't hit that. And then put that. I'm going to slide it in. Nope. This is a fine line here. You got to get that in there. That's got to go in all the way. Sometimes it gets stuck, so you got to go ahead, give it a little tap sometimes to get them in there. Because this shell holder, commodity shell holder, is supposed to be all the way back. And sometimes you have a hard time getting them in there. And without that, you got to get that perfectly lined up. And if you don't, it's not going to do you any good. Right, come on, you. That should go in there. And go all the way. And then you pop that thing out. And Now it wants to lock in. But yeah, so for those, the reason you do that is because that bullet won't fit otherwise, but it will now. And when you put that in, the other thing you have to have before you go ahead and fill it with powder or the primer or anything else, you have to go ahead and just make sure that works, number one. And then you have to have a measured amount of powder. In this case, it's like 65 to 70 grains of powder goes in these. And this is what it uses. This is triple F black powder. This is not black powder substitute, this is black powder. And that's what goes in these. And you know, you could use this measure here and that sort of stuff to put it in there. Or you can use this graduated cylinder. And the way this one works is, alright, I'll take that out. The cylinder, if you notice, has got this dull little designations on there. And it's, let's see, what was the smallest amount? 20, 10. Okay, so each one of these is 10. 10 of those, 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So that's grains of powder. So you lock that in place on the amount you want. In this case, it's 70. So that would be right there. And you lock it right in place on 70. You turn this little deal here, and there it is. And then this thing is kind of backwards, but anyway. You could either use that or just anything you want to use for a funnel, but it'll go in there. And then you just pour your powder in there. And that'll give you the exact amount you need, because it's by volume, not so much by weight. But anyway, so let's see. Now, I've been waiting for the temperature to change because unfortunately the humidity has been really low, and with low humidity, what do you have? Static electricity. So you want to make sure that you don't have static electricity. Come on, you. See, are we up there yet? Not yet. Almost. Uh-oh, too much. Anyway, so goes all the way to the top. So like I said, it's only 70, so that's 70 grains of powder. And actually we can put it in this, actually, if you want to. It doesn't seem like it's much, but it is. That's 70 grains of powder. Same amount, it's actually in one of these tubes. And that stuff there, that's the original stuff that's 120 or 130 years old, because this was basically these bullets were done on the box. It says it was not under Remington. It was before Remington even bought them out in 1911. So these are older than that. So anyway, so yeah, that's the old powder right there. And that's the new black powder right there. And it's exactly the same stuff. So anyway. So then what you do, of course, after you've done that, you know the bullets are going to go in there like this, no problem. And they'll have to go down to that ring right there. Well, The other problem is you want to make sure when you get that in there, after you get the primer and powder on, that you can tighten it down. Well, that's what this is for. This will make sure that the slug, whatever, bullet, whatever you want to call it, is going to fit in there. It's going to fit securely in the shell. So, anyway, let's see these primers. If I can get this open, yeah, there you go. And on these primers, the way they go on there is they just go right in there like this, right over the top. And they just stick right in there, no problem. Just a force fit, that's all it is. So you can see that's just a force fit. And then you can go ahead and pour your powder in. And actually what you look at in there, looks like it's pretty much near the top. And then you would go ahead and take your bullet and put it there. You could do it by hand if you want, like that. But then we have to go ahead and, well, the finished product is going to look like this, of course. This has still got to go down a little bit more because if you look at these shells, see, it does go down even a little bit farther. Oop, there we go. So you're getting frame here. But the deal with that is, okay, you set this up again for this. It's going to have to be reset. I'll have to get the whole thing in the right area again. This will have to unscrew out of here. It takes a while too. Come on, there you go. Like I said, this is also, it also punches out the primer on those. But then you're going to screw this in. And let's see how far. And let's see, we got to go a little bit more. Don't go all the way, but you got to go enough. So we have that. That's in place. We have to put that back in place because that's where the shell goes. And see this part there, it goes in there like that. And then this will just slide over there, whoop, like this. And then you slowly push that up until you feel it hit something. Oh, it hit something. And it's actually gone a little too far, but this has to be crimped a little bit more. But anyway, that's the whole deal. That's the whole thing. It's the whole way it's supposed to be done. And there you go. And that's how the bullets are going to be done for these new ones. And that's going to be it for here. So that'll be it for now. Talk to you guys later.